from
Will
this?
do higher yield, get biotic and abiotic resistance, uh, change in maturity duration, wider adaptability, desirable characteristics, and improved quality.
Yes, very good. Okay, so this is what we did, like how to do crop improvement and everything, right? So now we will be doing today the second part, okay, which is crop production management. You, I think, completed this in the previous class, all the, just check your notes because in the previous class I left in between, right?
Yeah, the last 3 points I wasn't able to copy it down, so I
Yes,
noted
you
down
just
from the
copy it.
reader.
Yeah, you
I
can.
wrote it from the reader, ma'am. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Now coming to the next one. So crop production management, right? So now whatever you are producing, of course, you need to manage it as well, right? For example, you have all the books with you, but you are not managing your timetable. So it's of no use, right? So crop production management. This includes, first of all, nutrition management, second, irrigation, and third, cropping pattern. See, management doesn't mean you need to only study, right? It includes revision, it includes test series, as well as the other part, right? The test series, revision, your timetable, everything. So crop production management, nutrition management, irrigation, and cropping pattern. Okay, so let's just understand the nutrition management. Now, what is this? So nutrition management means controlling the selection, time, and amount of nutrition supply to the crop, right? So over here, for example, I'm growing this crop, right? This is my crop. So there, it still doesn't mean that a crop needs water. I'll pour the water and it will keep on flooding. No, there is an amount, a fixed amount that you need to pour for the plant, right? Similarly, the soil, you need to have a good quality of soil. For example, you are adding manure and fertilizer. That doesn't mean you will keep on adding manure and fertilizer and you'll be like, oh, I have a healthy plant. No, definitely not. So of course, first of all, you should manage that how much water that crop needs or plant need, how much soil, manure, or fertilizers they need, how much water it need, how much air it need, everything you need to as well as carbon dioxide, right? Water supplies hydrogen, and so soil supplies remaining 13 nitrogen. So there are two types of nutrients. One is micro, one is macro. Macro is basically that you need in larger quantity, right? But micro, you need in less quantity. Clear?
Yes, ma'am.
So these nutrition are required in larger quantity by the plants like carbon, oxygen from air, hydrogen from water, nitrogen, phosphorus, potassium, calcium, magnesium from the soil. Then micro, iron, manganese, bronze, zinc, and all that they need in smaller quantity. This is what you need, right? This is what you got. So what right now what we are understanding, we are only understanding nutrition, right? So now see, this chapter is little bit, you have to go in deep, then come out, then go in deep. This is what you have to do, right? So you don't have to forget what we are studying, right? So crop production management. I told you that you need to manage your crop. So you said, okay, ma'am, I'll manage my crop, but there are 3 ways. First, you need to manage your nutrients. Second, irrigation, and third, cropping. In nutrients also, of course, you need nutrition from air, water, and soil. You will get nutrition from these 3 sources only, right? So over here, first you got, ma'am, from air, I'll take this, from water, I'll take this, from soil, I'll take this. But again, coming to nutrients, there are some micronutrients as well as some macronutrients. Okay. This is the, then manure. Manure is again a nutrients. Yes. So you, for example, you are growing a crop, you will add manure and fertilizers.
Yes, ma'am.
That's very simple, right? So manure, now the question, this can come under the part of this, or they can generally frame another question from here. What is manure? How it is useful? Is manure is useful for plant or manure is harmful for plant? Right? So you should not be preparing the things according to a topic. You should preparing according to the subtopic as well. Okay. So instead of asking you manure is what? Manure is a nutrient that is needed by the plant. But they can even frame out a different question from you. What is manure? Is it harmful or is it useful? How it is prepared and everything. Right? So now coming to the next topic, though it is coming under that only. But yeah, again, it's a subtopic and as well as an individual topic as well. Okay. So manure. What is manure? First of all, manure is prepared by decomposition of plant and animal waste. Okay. So you will decompose the plant as well as animal waste. Then you will produce the manure. Right? It contains organic matter as well as nutrients. It helps to increase the soil fertility. One marker. why manures are important. So manures are important because they increase the soil fertility, right?
Yeah.
Now, there are two types of manure. Again, the question is, what is manure? Manure is basically, manure is that organic matter and the nutrient that basically increases the soil fertility. And what are the types of manure? There are two types of manure. One is the compost and one is the green manure. Okay. From here also, they can ask you the simple question, what is compost? So that doesn't mean that you have to only understand a topic, you have to understand it. They can ask you what is in every sentence, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Now coming to the next part. Ma'am, compost and this. Wait a minute. Now. Okay, so sorry. Okay, now compost. So basically how compost is prepared. It is prepared by decomposition of plant and animal waste in a compost pit. So for example, what they do basically, this is a pit, right? Pit is basically they are digging it and making a pit, right? What they will do, all the waste they will keep on collecting in that pit. Okay. And after that, so this is what they will do. And once like slowly and slowly, automatically by natural process, it will be converting into manure. Clear? And that is known as compost. Okay.
Yeah, ma'am. Okay.
So over here, for example, this is a pit. I am throwing all the waste over here and after some time it will convert into manure or you can say compost. Now the question is, ma'am, of course, there will be some process now that is going on. So composting is done using red worms or the earthworm and that is known as worming composting. Okay. So when composting is done by using the worms, right, not by natural process and by using the worms, earthworm or the red worm, that is known as wormy composting. Clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now, the first type of manure is compost. Ma'am, how compost is prepared? Compost is nothing. Basically, you will dig a pit. In that pit, you will decompose everything and automatically they will get decomposed and they will convert into compost. But if you are using red worms and earthworm to convert the waste into the compost, that is known as vermi compost. Okay. Now coming to the second type of manure, it is green manure. So before sowing seeds, some green plants like sun, ham, gore, etc. are mixed in the soil by ploughing. So over, for example, this is the ground where I need to sow the seeds, right? So what I will do ploughing and over here I'll mix these green mixtures and all that and I'll put it over there. These plants turns into green manure. They make the soil rich in nutrients and phosphorus. Clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Right. So this is known as green manure. So you have two methods. Either you can produce a compost and then you can mix it with the soil, or automatically you can make when you are sowing the seeds, you can along with that you can put these seeds like the sun, ham, gore, and etc. Clear?
Okay, ma'am.
And again, manure you have heard, to increase the fertility of soil, what you do? To increase the nutrients, what you do? Fertilizers as well, right?
Yeah.
So what are fertilizers? Ma'am, they are the chemical substance made commercially, right? So it is nothing a natural process. You have to make commercially using the money and all that, the chemicals and all that. What they do, ma'am, they supply nitrogen, phosphorus, potassium, and help in increasing the fertility of soil and crop yield. I hope it's clear, right?
Yeah.
So this is what, right? And then this is what. Now coming to the, okay, till here only, you can say red worms. Yes. This one is, see, red worms, this is vermi composting, right? This is composting. You can see this is a whole pit and they are throwing everything, vegetables, animal layer, waste and everything, right? And it is being converted into the compost. And you can see this green balls and all that. Along with sowing the seed, they are also producing this, right? Green manure.
Yeah.
So this is what. I hope all the three are clear to you. Yes?
Yes.
So what you are going to do, first of all, you will write crop production management. Okay. So over here, nutrients of this type, you will write this. This include this. A, nutrients management. Then entirely you will do. Then manure and then fertilizer. Then we will do the difference between manure and fertilizer. Very, very important. Okay. So over here in this, you have only few things, but I'll give you some extra, like I'll give you 10 because you need to be very strong for manure and fertilizers, right? So it's not only about the bookish thing. So I will give you some extra point as well. Okay.
Okay.
First slide.
Ma'am, finished. Now I'm done. Ma'am, finished. Ma'am, done.
Okay. Now we will be doing the difference between the manure as well as fertilizers. Okay. This. So manures are partially decayed, wasted and animal residue by microbes. Okay. And fertilizer, it is a salt or organic compound containing essential part of nutrients. It is not nutrient specific and tend to remove general deficiency of the soil. It is nutrition specific. It contains much higher amount of particular nutrients and are used to remove particular deficiency of the soil. Very, very, very important. Okay. They remove the general deficiency, right? But they remove the particular deficiency. Clear?
Okay, ma'am.
Right? It adds humus to the soil. It does not add any humus to the soil. For example, your body is paining. So you took a painkiller. So that's a general, right? But for example, you are having fever and you are taking paracetamol. That's a fertilizer. That it will remove only a particular disease, right?
Yeah.
It is adding humus to the soil, but it is not adding any humus to the soil. Nutrients present in the manure are absorbed slowly by the crop since it is not soluble in the water. And since it is soluble in the water, it is readily absorbed by the plant. Clear? So over here, they are slowly absorbed because they are not soluble in the water, but they are easily soluble because easily like they absorb by the plant because they are soluble. Then it is voluminous and bulky, so it is inconvenient to store, transport, handle, and this. It is compact, so it can be easily stored, transport, and applied to the crops. Clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So this, it is a natural organic substance obtained by decomposition of animal, and this, it is a man-made substance and inorganic, contains small amount of nutrients. It is rich in plant nutrients. Add humus to the soil, does not add humus to the soil. It is absorbed slowly by the plant. It is absorbed readily by the plants. It is not nutrient specific. It is nutrient specific. It is bulky and this. So you can see this. You can write this one. It's easy. Okay.
Okay, ma'am. Ma'am, finished.
Okay. Now coming to the next one. Okay. These are some questions. Okay, just give it a reading. Okay, and let's just not do the leading part. Let's just do that. Okay, this one. Okay. So first of all, some advantage of fertilizers and the types of manure, then advantage of manure and the disadvantage. Okay. So first of all, disadvantage of fertilizers. Okay. So ma'am, what are the disadvantage? They are very expensive. It does not add any humus to the soil, and in a long run, it destroys the soil texture, making it unfertile. Okay. No need to go for types because we already done the things. Then advantage of manure. It is enriches with the soil with nutrients. It add organic materials and it provide food for soil organism. Then limitation. It is voluminous and bulky, so it is very inconvenient. The nutrients of manure are released slowly and they are not nutrient specific. Clear?
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, finished. Ma'am.
Yes. Oh, so sorry. I don't know. I was unable to unmute. Yes. You're done?
Yes, ma'am.
Oh. Now coming to the other thing, which is basically biofertilization. Okay. So living beings used to increase the soil fertility are called biofertilizers, right? So living beings, like for example, there are some fertilizers. They are biofertilizers. See, fertilizers are human made, right? But there are some organisms that are increasing the fertility of the soil. They are biofertilizers. Like you can write the name like rhizobium, buglean, algae. These are some famous, right? Just write this and then we will start. First, we have already completed, right? Then we will move to the second part. Clear?
Okay.
Rebecca, done?
No, ma'am, on the last line.
Okay.
Ma'am, done.
Okay. Now coming to irrigation, right? So, ma'am, what is irrigation? First of all, you should know the irrigation. So, ma'am, this is a technique of providing water to the crops in the field. How? Ma'am, through canals, through reservoir, through wells, through tube wells. That is known as irrigation, right? Next is, ma'am, what is the importance of irrigation? Why you are doing irrigation, right? So first of all, irrigation water supply two essential element to the crops, which is hydrogen and oxygen, because water is H2O. So it is providing hydrogen as well as oxygen. Then moisture available in the soil leads to germination of seeds. Water made available to the field by the process of irrigation helps in absorption of nutrients by the plant from the soil. Clear? So that's why we do irrigation, right?
Yeah.
So you will only write these two things.
I'm finished.
Okay. So that's it for today, Rebecca, right? So today, like previous one, I just gave you the definitions. Today we have covered a good amount of topics, right? So today I will give you 4 PYQ for your answers, right? What you will do by tomorrow, you can send it to me, right? And
Yeah.
once you will share it with me, I'll share you the sample answers. I got your message that, ma'am, please share me the sample answers and all that. But for that, there was no sample